very much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Well, I hope that this this disciplinary process, the naming and shaming, and those found guilty, it will serve as a deterrent. All right, let's move straight to our next conversation. Now, from the single-engine propeller days of the 1960s to the jet age of the new millennium, the Nigerian Air Force has repeatedly reinvented its fleet. The next chapter is about to be written as 49 cutting-edge aircraft are scheduled for induction before the end of 2026. Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar unveiled the shopping list at the 2025 Aircraft Engineering Conference in Abuja. 3 CASA 295 transport planes, 10 AW109 Trekker Type B helicopters, 12 AH-1Z attack helicopters, and 24 M346 fighter jets. Now, the order follows the recent delivery of 15 brand new platforms in the past 24 months and is backed by heavy investments in spares, logistics, and ground support tools to guarantee that every operable aircraft is fully serviceable by the fourth quarter of 2025. Now, let's take a report on the conference done by TVC's very own Sifon Essien.
Serving and retired professionals in aircraft engineering of the Nigerian Air Force converge on the service headquarters in Abuja for a conference on aircraft engineering. The goal is to show up the Air Force's aircraft maintenance capabilities.
Ultimate objective of aircraft maintenance is to provide the necessary support to air operations. We are committed to achieving this objective, and our maintenance strategy is designed to provide the necessary and proactive support to all our operational units.
In the last 2 years, the Nigerian Air Force has taken delivery of 15 new aircraft for its operations. The service is also gearing up to receive additional 49 new aircraft before the end of next year.
These aircraft are all high-tech platforms that require very sophisticated maintenance activities to operate effectively. Therefore, while taking proactive logistics actions and providing the needed maintenance resources, we must implement advanced, innovative, and data-driven aircraft and armament maintenance practices that ensure the optimal serviceability of all our platforms.
Being able to effectively maintain its aircraft is crucial for its operations to curb threat to national security. The serviceability rates for the Nigerian Air Force when it comes to aircraft maintenance basically now stands at 72%. But the service wants to increase that to 100%. What this means, it wants to take more of its destiny in its hands. Sifon Essien, TVC News, Abuja.
All right, Sifon Essien, thank you so much for that report. Kaidi, Nigerian Air Force, awaiting the arrival of 49 aircraft. I mean, how long can this go in winning the war against insurgency and banditry?
For me, I think the excitement is not just in the number of the equipment and the arsenal that will be coming. It's the fact that the maintenance and the process of managing this is also being owned by the Air Force. I think that's, for me, the winning streak there. Because we have seen cases where a lot of these things are underutilized. We have seen cases where they're also abandoned, and all kinds of excuses that may not go well. I'm talking about some of these things that we experienced in the past. But for the fact that the war is being intensified against banditry, against terrorism, and you need weapons, sophisticated weapons like what we have to really deal with the insurgents and the bandits, I think is a welcome idea. I'm excited, and I want to believe that, like we always say, it's not just enough to display these weapons to the enemies, is how they deploy it. Is it to intimidate them? That would be in good order. But because for me, as as a layman, you know, I'm not a serviceman, I would have expected that this shouldn't be in the media. But then I don't know what the strategy is, that this is being announced and is geared towards, you know, destroying the enemy's camp. So that's I don't believe that the decision is right in their eyes. But for me, like I said, I would have preferred that this shouldn't be in the
media silence on this one. Well, I mean, now they're purchasing different weapons, aircraft for different. But what specific threats, or should I say operational gaps, is this aerial fleet expansion, you know, intended to address?
Well, I think if you listen to what Tifon said at the end, Nigeria wants to take its destiny in its hands, meaning that by the time we have these 49 aircraft, you know, being sent in, the next thing is for us to start to service these and maintain these aircraft all by ourselves. And already the Nigerian Air Force have gotten on to 73% serviceability of, you know, of the aircraft. That is what we have now. We've been able to get that number. And they are trying to look at 90 and then from 90 to 100. That is why funding is key. Because once they have enough funds, they will be able to get all the necessary equipment and logistics that they need, so that when these aircraft come, they don't need to fly this aircraft back there for, you know, for servicing. The technical know-how should be able to be done here. That is why personnel training is also key. So what the chief of the air staff is trying to do is everything that we need in terms of servicing our aircraft should be done here. If we need tools, it should be here. If we need personnel, why not you bring the foreigners to come here, train our people here, and so when they have this knowledge, they don't need to go abroad to go and they already have the knowledge here, and then they'll start doing it. So it's going to be hands-on. Okay. So he's taking it one at a time. And I feel just like Kay said, you don't need to even start blowing your trumpet, particularly when you know that you're fighting a war. Yes. You know, with some ragtags. You might call them ragtags, but they are really giving us a headache. You know, so, but the thing is, if they have kept this one silent, they brought in the 49 aircraft. Some are helicopters that they will use, and the cars that you saw, that one is for troops, you know, to carry troops from one point to the other. You know, if they bring all these things, we'll know that we have them already. So we'll be able to do whatever we want to do. But I think the catching here is that we'll be able to service our aircraft all by ourselves. We will not need to begin to, you know, waste foreign exchange to take our aircraft to a particular place to go and service, or we'll look for a country that will be able, because most of these aircraft are coming from different European countries, you know. And so by the time they come, if we need to service, that is what even our local airlines are always doing, you know, because we don't have where we service. Absolutely. We don't. So it's a good thing that the Chief of Air Staff is doing this. And we want to encourage him. You know, we have to just encourage him. They need funds to be able to make sure that they have all these things in place, including tools, equipment. Because a documentary recently, I don't know, I think it was the one that BKO did, where the Nigerian Army was also showcasing some of its own arsenal, you know, arsenal done locally. So it means that if they continue in this trajectory, at some point, the Nigerian Air Force will also be thinking of building its own aircraft, fighter jets, okay, which will be a plus for them. Absolutely. Because they are already doing their own drones. Yes, you know, they built their own drones. We have our own made in Nigerian drones that is being used to tackle insurgents. You know, so it means at some point we'll get into that level whereby we'll say, this is a made in Nigeria fighter jet. And that is what we are heading to. Okay. Before we go on that break, Kaide, Asuko raised a very, very vital issue point here. Is the Nigerian Air Force also investing appropriately in the training of the Air Force personnel, the Air Force pilots,
the engineers, you know, to handle these modern aircrafts?
I think it's clear that that is in process. That is something they do. And that's why when you understand the way it works, there is an engineering department where they go through all this. And like we always know, there are a lot of things about us that we don't even talk about. There are a lot of professions that things are happening, especially in the armed forces, that we know little about. But I can tell you authoritatively that that is something they are doing. So let's see more of that, and let us avoid some level of waste, you know, by taking this equipment out. This thing can be fixed here, this thing can be done here, and any form of bureaucracy or any form of corruption should be discouraged. This thing is practically and particularly to fight the enemies.
Absolutely.
Those who have peace. And so with that at the back of our mind, it should be more about, let's use these resources meticulously to defeat the enemy and not to do some kind of racketeering here and there.
Beautiful point. I mean, the Nigerian Air Force should also ensure that there's availability of spare parts to prevent all these aircraft from getting grounded, you know, due to proper maintenance culture. We need to go on this quick break, and when we return, the conversation continues. Don't go anywhere. Still Journalist Hangout.